Hello and welcome to our show, Film Talk with AJ Dean. I'm AJ Dean, your host. And oh my gosh, I'm so thrilled to announce Chloe Traicos is back with us. Yay! Chloe, how are you? It's so
I,
great to
Great. Thank you. And it's great to be back, AJ.
we just love you and adore you. And I was just saying that when you were here last time, Paul was on, and we just thought you're just an excellent actress, producer, and writer. And it's so good to reconnect with you. So how are things in Hollywood?
Yeah, no, things are, I'm constantly make sure I'm working on something, but yeah, the industry itself has been slow. But yeah, no, always looking for more projects and doing stuff. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you look fabulous and gorgeous as always. And I want to share with our audience again that Chloe is an actress, writer, and producer, and you've won many, many film festival awards. And today we're going to talk about a really fun. It's kind of a mockumentary. Is that right?
Yeah, you could say that. Yep.
It's called Past You on Pico. I have watched it. I loved it.
Oh, thank
And
you.
yes, it's super fun, and I know everybody is going to enjoy it. These are the type of mockumentaries that are engaging, they're inspiring, they're fun, they're based on reality in real life, and life is funny, isn't it, Chloe? Life is a blast.
Absolutely. Life is funny and life is full of characters. Now, the last person who interviewed me did not believe me when I said every one of those characters in Pico is based on a real person.
Oh, it's so fabulous. And they're all unique. And you play I don't want to give too much away, but you play this very exotic Russian actress. Is that right? Looking for a man. Is that right?
Yeah, real estate agent. Yeah, no. Natasha wouldn't be an actress. She wants stable money. Yep.
Okay. And she is amazing. You have this Russian accent that you perform, and you can keep it consistent all the way through, which is what I've heard is the key to accents. And how was that, keeping that in character the whole way through, Chloe?
I'm a method actor, so I always tell it to everyone I'm on set with. So I always say to them, look, I'm going to stay in character even when the cameras aren't rolling, because I knew that especially with this role, if I didn't, it would throw my accent. As soon as I went back to being Chloe again, Natasha would disappear. So that was how I had to do that. Yep.
I should say right now, bestimmt. No, oh, I'm sorry, that's German. Please forgive me.
I didn't know the difference. I learned a few key Russian words, and I really wish I'd learned more. Yes.
Isn't that fun? And so, did you at all, at any point, have the want to continue your character and go to a restaurant out in Hollywood or something like that?
Oh yeah, I love the accent. What was very funny though was shortly after shooting, I went back to Australia, and at the airport, I had a very horrible, what was hilariously funny, but at the time I was I was terrified. I had one of those, those neck pillows that you wear on planes. I had one of those attached to my wheel-on bag, and I'd just gone through security, and I'm at the door to the ladies' room, and this old Russian woman stops me. And she's like, "Where do you get these pillow?" And I was like, "Oh, I think poor old lady, let me help you." So I'm like, "Oh, you can get them at the store there." No, no. Where do you get these pillow? And I said, "Well, my husband gave me this one." She went, "No, it's my pillow." She is my neck pillow, very unique design. And looks like any neck pillow you would find in an airport store. There are diamond dozen. I was like in shock. So I ran into the bathroom and I come out and she's waiting for me. And so you talk about the whole accent thing. I was just so tempted to talk back to her as Natasha and talk back to her like, no, he's not your neck pillow. But then I thought she's going to say something to me in Russian, and then I'll probably say something that will incriminate myself. But yeah, so long story short, she blatantly accused me. I was terrified. I thought, because I just didn't want to miss my flight. I thought she's going to call security. They're going to delay me with stupid questioning. How do you prove something like this? But I get onto my plane, and thankfully I made it onto the plane. I'm sitting there in my seat, and suddenly I look up, and she's on my plane, and I'm just like, oh God.
Oh my
And
God.
she walks past me, and then obviously she had told everyone. Um, about her neck pillow. And so, like, as soon as we were seated, there's an announcement, oh, a neck pillow has been found in a lady's room. So then she leaps up and she comes running to the front of the plane where they gave it to her. And she comes back as she passes me. Do you think she apologized? No, she didn't. It was like it wasn't, I could have totally done Natasha then, like, but yeah, I didn't want to. But yeah, so sorry, that was the one time when I really wanted to play the character, but I just thought, I'll get myself into such trouble because I really don't speak the language.
I hear you. And that what a funny story. And my gosh, Chloe, I want to commend you for your discipline on not falling into that character because it could have been easily anyone could have naturally fallen into it, right? And you held
Yes.
that. So wonderful discipline on your part, you know?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So this is so much fun. We are talking about Past You on Pico, and this is really a thing, isn't it? This is a beautiful Jewish community in around Pico, and what are the cross streets or in that area?
Oh, yeah, it's called Pico Robertson, but yeah, so like Robertson and Pico, it's like are the main cross streets, but yeah, it's known as the Pico Robertson neighborhood. Yes.
Okay, and this is actually a thing, isn't it? I mean, we all want to marry well,
Yes.
but does everybody know pretty much everyone in the Pico area, in the Pico Robertson area, do you think?
Yeah, yeah. When I was part of the single scene, it was very much like that. There were all these characters, and you'd always see them at the same events, and it was yeah, yeah, and it was just it was kind of everyone did kind of know each other, and that it had its upsides and its downsides because it was kind of like you'd go to the same singles event and be like, oh, I've already met them, don't want to meet them again, kind of thing. But yeah, but it was I mean, it's a huge it's a it is a huge it is a huge matchmaking in Jewish tradition is it's a huge thing there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. What surprised you most about the reception that you've gotten? You have won New York International Film Festival Best Director, Best TV Pilot, Best Cast, Best Writer, and also New York City TV Festival as well. What has it surprised you, the overwhelming and phenomenal reception that's been so
Well,
great?
thank you. Yes, I was surprised because it's one of those things because it's very much a Jewish topic. I was a little I didn't want to like just be just to be a show for just Jews, you know. I mean, obviously every Jewish person who watches can relate to it. So which is why like we made Rich the character. I mean, he's been his whole life a non-practicing Jew, so this is all new to him. And so what was really good about that was everyone who watched it could relate to him. So it was they found it funny because it was like they were seeing it through his eyes. So yes, so I was very pleasantly surprised with the response. Yep.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. And what drew you to this niche subject? This really is specialized because there isn't a lot about it, and people kind of keep it private, right?
About dating? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. It's well, yeah, I mean, in the Jewish world, it's very much a thing. I was living in Sydney before I moved to LA, and the Sydney community is very small. I think we'd have like one singles event a year, whereas LA, there was something every weekend, which was wonderful. And yeah, it's just and so like but I got to meet so many characters during the scene that I thought I will it was like I thought I would something's got to be written and Rich is inspired by my best friend who's a real guy called Rich Bloom, and he and I we used to do the single scene together, and we always used to say to each other, oh my goodness, there's so many characters, we have to make this a series or something. So and he being vegan had all these stories of how because a vegan in the Orthodox world is unheard of. It's just so all this stuff, and he's the number, I mean, Natasha is technically based on several women who he dated, but it's just, but he said the number of women who he dated, the number of dinners he went to where people would try and talk him out of being vegan and tell him, that it's a sin and you have to eat meat. And so it was, so like I thought, this is also good. I just one day just sat down and I just wrote it. And I thought, this is just all so funny. If people, on the outside world saw this, they wouldn't think it was real, but it is real.
Definitely. And how do you balance satire and cultural respect?
I just honestly think that with comedy, as long as you're not being blatantly offensive, comedy is comedy. Like, I mean, I would never do, it's just, I mean, everyone I know who's seen it, I mean, it is full of Jewish stereotypes, but that's what makes it funny. And every Jewish person who's seen it has just gotten hysterical and they can relate to it. And I think that's, I don't think it's at all, I don't think, it's like it's not, I mean, there's nothing in there that would offend any Jew, except, like if I'd taken the Torah, for example, the first five books of the Bible let the Jews read, and if I'd done something with that, that could have been offensive because but like as long as you just keep it, and if you, and as long as you just, just keep it light and funny, there's nothing, you're not really hurting anyone. It's just comedy. Yep.
It's hilarious. And how did you partnership with, you talked a little bit about Evan Blank, your co-creator. How did you guys shape the tone and the comedic style? Were there any memorable moments that you can share?
Sure. Well, Evan I also ironically knew through the single scene, and I met him. He'd done a short film that was just was brilliant, and so that was so. I mean, I got together with him, and he of course could relate to it as well, and so yeah, we just it was just kind of like, I mean, there were ideas which we just came up with to get. Oh, he came up with the bet, which I think was the funniest idea of all, was actually his, I'm afraid to say, even though I wrote it, but he was the one who came up with the idea of the calendar, of Leandra's calendar, with the because I was just going to have her looking at like post-it pictures of like on a website of religious Jewish guys, and he said, no, what if we do a calendar, and so like, January's Yossi, and like and I actually, and it worked. To me, that's one of the funniest scenes. Yep.
It really is. I love all the characters. I love yours. And then I also love the gentleman with the hat. He's the rabbi, right?
The rabbi, yes, Ben Lautman, yes, he's brilliant. Yep. And he was on Introducing Joe Day. I don't know if you remember. He played my boss, the restaurant owner. Yep, he's a wonderful actor.
They all did really, really great. And they're all unique and fun. And they all have their own special, mannerisms and things,
Yes.
personality. And I loved that. And the casting, the chemistry is really fabulous. Ryan, Yadira, Julie, they're so authentic. How
Oh,
did you go about assembling the cast?
well, a lot of them you'll probably recognize from Introducing Jodea. Ryan and Introducing Jodea played Harold, the nerdy guy. He's a phenomenal actor though, and I knew he could play Rich. And so we got him to do a reading, and he was just wonderful. And then Yadira, I knew she would be brilliant as the very excited, enthusiastic Mexican convert. And so Ben, of course, I knew he's played rabbis countless times. So like we didn't really have to. So like most of them I knew. And then Julie, she was an interesting Judea too. She didn't have any lines, so she played a hooker in just like one of the scenes of the sort of the homeless people hanging outside. But I remember watching her on the day we were shooting, and she was phenomenal. And I thought this girl could play the role. And she read for it, and she was brilliant. So yeah, so we just and then Ryan, oh, I'm so sorry, I cannot remember his last name. The one who played Yossi was a friend of Evan's. Evan said, I know this guy who's perfect, and he was perfect. He was hysterical. So yeah, so we just kind of, yeah, we worked together like that with each other, and just with drew on actors we knew, and yeah, and then just, yeah, just just put it together. I think it's good when you have a team you can rely on, when you know people, when you've worked with them before, and you know they're good people, and they're not going to let you down, and they're not going to be a diva. And these people I knew, so I knew it was going to be good. Yep.
And it really is. And so on the auditions that you had, what stood out in particular that you were looking for?
Oh, I mean, I think just like, I mean, we really only auditioned Julie and Ryan as Rich. And I think what stood out was Ryan was the most natural, and Julie was she was just terrific. She just looked the role as Becca. She was fantastic. Yeah. She just, I mean, because a lot of it comes down to just looking. I mean, there was another girl who auditioned who was very good, but she just didn't quite fit the mold of Becca, and Julie did that. She was wonderful.
That's awesome. And so where can people watch past you on Pico? I know it's gone through the film festival circuit, right, Chloe?
So yep, so right now what we're doing is we have a YouTube channel where we are getting support for it. And can I send you, is there a link in the chat that I can send it to you? Yep.
Yes, I'll actually, when I post this, I'm going to send the link so everybody can click on it right in the post as well as your podcast show so they can watch it.
Right. So thank you. Thank you. So what we're doing is we are getting, as you'll see when you look at the link, we've had a lot of support already. I think we have something like 11,000 views. So we're just trying to like use that to approach networks to say, hey, this story is doing well. It is selling. People are finding this funny. We approached them right after we finished shooting, editing rather, I should say. But it was like at the height of the writer's strike, the height of the actor's strike, nobody was taking on anything. So we just kind of like, I said to Evan, let's just do some self-promotion. And so that's what we've been doing. So, yes, so I'll send you the link to it, and please have people write their comments, positive or negative, doesn't matter because all publicity is good publicity. Yeah, I'll do that.
I love that. I love that. And you're doing well. And so if any producers, I'm sorry, if any network employees are watching this, this is a fabulous pilot. Is it a TV series pilot,
It's a
Chloe?
TV series pilot. We've put together a pitch Bible because we've seen the way. I mean, I won't say it too much, but we like Evan and I envisioned the way we see this going. What happens when Rich and Natasha get married? What happens? It's like there are a lot of. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, when you watch, you can see there's a lot of potential, and we've got. We talk about that in this pitch Bible we've put together. Yep.
Oh my gosh, overwhelmingly so. I agree. And there's so many backstories and spin-offs that could come from
Right.
Past You on Pico. And I love the concept because again, I said it's based, it's based in reality. And usually, things that in life are very, very funny. They're
Yes.
hilarious. And it's the ups and downs and the challenges that we have to go through to find a mate. And it has to be that right. And for the Jewish community, are there higher standards as well or higher prerequisites?
I mean, yeah, they are. They often are. I mean, this is what, Rich and I used to joke about is that a lot of I mean, my line to him when I say to him, why aren't you in private practice? He had that said to him so many times on dates. And he was kind of like, yeah, there isn't going to be a second date because they all were concerned about them. I was kind of like, oh, why do you work for the state? Why aren't you in private practice? But, I suppose,
Isn't it more money? Isn't it more
yes, it's
money?
for money. So that's so like, so I think like in, Orthodox Jews don't like to, I mean, you don't do, traditionally, Orthodox Jews don't do the living with each other for 3 years and then getting married. It's literally like um, a few dates, you date for a while, get to meet each other, get to meet the family, and then they get married. So it's kind of like getting married is a big thing. So it's, it's very much a, it's very much a part of the tradition. Yeah.
Because when you do this, it's for real. It's a done deal. You're doing it for life. I mean, this is really serious, isn't it?
Whoa, no, actually that's actually a thing which is okay with Judaism is that Judaism divorce is not taboo. So it's not as scary as like I know a lot of Christians go by the whole marriages for life thing and it's very, very serious. So yes, we look at marriage as sacred for sure, but if it's not working out, then the rabbis will not condemn you. They will give them a Jewish bill of divorce, which is known as a get. Um, and I have to say, like a lot of the people in the single scene, who've married on a whim, a year later they're divorced. It's like it's just, and that's another thing that me and my friends did joke about. It was like, okay, well, wonder why that didn't work out. Maybe because they only knew each other 3 weeks. So yeah, so I mean that is the positive to it is that it's not like you are signing your life away. It's just it's just, you signing your bank account away by spending a fortune on a huge wedding and a year later it's over. That's the part that but yeah, but it's divorce is not taboo, but it is but yeah, but getting married, having a family, all of that is very, very important to Jewish tradition. Yep.
Absolutely. And the rabbi having his blessing is also very important, just like a priest, right? In any other religion. It's very much, it's very, when we have their blessing, it helps everybody's happy.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yep. And
So,
there are, sorry, carry on. Yeah.
sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say they are, it is, the whole, the relationship Natasha has with her rabbi. That is a very real thing with Orthodox rabbis. There are women who will only date through their rabbis. They will let the rabbi choose the man for them. And if they meet a man, they have to say, well, you have to meet my rabbi. It's kind of like if the rabbi doesn't approve the man, then it doesn't go any further, which is why, we've got all the funny stuff with Rich changing his name and pretending his father was super religious and he came from a religious home because that's very important.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's so great. It had me I was in peels laughing, and I want to watch it again. It's so funny, and
Oh, thank you.
it moves so quickly and fast, and and you need to keep up. And I love that kind of um, comedy because that's what we need to now. We need to do that today. We have to laugh. We have to have a fun time, and this surely gets us chuckling in the right direction. So thank you, Chloe.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to touch a little bit on Devil's Cove. Now, I think we might have spoken a little bit before, but I have the
Yes.
poster up here, and this one has won so it's completely different. And this one in genre, and this one is about two lesbian lovers. Is that right? And they go kind of on this isn't Thelma and Louise, but it's kind of like a thriller kind of action. Chloe,
Yes.
can you
Yes.
share a little bit about it with us?
Oh yeah, I mean it's set in a small town called Devil's Cove, which is kind of like it's kind of a place where just weird people end up. And my character is a sociopath who's basically been in and out of jail, and there she meets this sweet young girl, Tony, who's just married a much older guy, and Tony's not happy with Devil's Cove, and she ends up running off with me and we kill her husband. And then it's like it kind of becomes it's kind of a bit of a killing spree for me, and she gets completely freaked out because she's not sociopathic, she's a normal person, she just wanted to get away from her hu abusive husband. But sorry, the person who this is all about is now here now.
Hi
I'm
there, and can we have our VIP's name here on camera? Hello,
His
sweetheart.
Muksa, King Muksa.
King Hooks.
Mukza. Yep, yes, he is. He just had to remind us that this was actually about him.
He's
But yeah,
beautiful. He's beautiful.
thank you. He is a beauty and he knows it.
Is he a coon?
You know what? We don't know what he is. His mother was a slut. She came home pregnant one day. So nobody knows who his dad was, but his mom was black and his sister's black. I've got him and his sister we got from the same litter. And he's a tabby, but someone actually made the observation that he could have Siberian in him because of his they sent me an article about Siberian cats and like they look a lot like him, and he and also they act very much like him because one of the things of Siberian kitties is they are apparently very dog-like, which
Oh,
he is. He's very like he will when my husband comes home, he runs up to him and he goes meow 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 like
oh.
a dog does, and he wags his tail when he's happy, and
Can
he
we
just
see him again? Because
yeah,
I
sure.
thought he looked a little bit like a Maine coon, but he's so beautiful. Hello there. How
Beauty.
are oh.
He's actually been nuzzling the computer screen while you've been talking as if to say, I like her. Uh,
Really? Oh my gosh,
yes.
that's the highest compliment. Thank you. What a sweetheart.
Yeah, no, he is very cute. He loves everyone. But yeah, so sorry, but back to Devil's Cove. So yes, did I answer your last question? I'm just trying to
Yes, yes, definitely. Interesting and fun. It must have been a fun character to play. I mean, this is going on a psychopath, sociopath kind of character. And I'm sure you did research watching movies and reading books and things like that. Tell us
I
about
did.
that, Chloe.
That was interesting. That I did. I watched a lot of inspiring performances, mainly Heath Ledger as the Joker and Angelina Jolie in Girl Interrupted. Um, and then I read brilliant books called the best one is called Without Conscience by Robert Hare. And it was very good. Actually, it's actually very liberating playing a sociopath. They initially were called, the book explains it, they initially were called psychopaths, but then people began to think it's psycho, there's something wrong with them. And Robert Harris stresses in his book, no, these are people who are normal people. They just don't have a conscience. So the name changed to sociopath. And basically they're just people who are evil. But yeah, so doing a lot of reading his book was very disturbing for me because he talks in detail about clients he's had and like the things they've done to animals, which obviously I'm an animal lover. I just couldn't, I did parts I just could not read. But it was just, yeah, just horrible, horrible things. And not to mention what they went on. It was like sociopaths start off being cruel to animals and they go on to do it to humans. And that just, yeah, so much disturbing stuff in there, what they do to people. But yeah, they're different kinds of sociopaths, like, not all sociopaths are violent killers. A lot of them you might know and have not even known it. Like they will mess with your mind. You might have worked with someone who was always deliberately making things difficult. Um, Playing a sociopath was actually quite liberating because you kind of just don't have a conscience. You don't have feelings. It's very liberating and and it was a lot of fun. I found it much easier than playing Jodea, who is a very emotional, sensitive girl. With playing Jackie, it is liberating. And I had to get myself into the sociopathic mentality, which was just you don't see people as actual living things. They're all just like parts of a game you're playing, and you get off on people being hurt and on stirring things up, and it was a real eye opener, and it was as I said, I did enjoy doing it. I enjoyed playing it, but it was just it was just it kind of was a relief when the shoot was over.
Yes, and I love that you're so versatile. You have a wide range of characters that you can play. That is a true actress. And going with that, it must have been very interesting. It's fascinating, to go through these experiences.
Yes.
And I'm very thankful that we're not like that, Chloe, but it's fascinating to to study it and analyze it, don't you think?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I love it. I mean, I think I wanted to, it's one of the things I did do a psychology degree, which I've used to apply to the characters I play because it is psychology is fascinating and and that's what makes, actors usually like to play the interesting characters, the evil ones, the ones that are a bit flawed, the ones with problems. Because it's fun to delve deep and to work out why they're like that, what caused them to become like that. Yes.
Oh, that's great. I love all that. For Devil's Cove, you wrote, produced, and starred in this movie famously on a $10,000 budget. Hope that's
Yes.
okay to mention because it's incredible and I love that you did this. What was the toughest constraint for the budget and the most rewarding creative solutions you encountered?
Oh wow. The most rewarding was, the team got together and were wonderful. Like they basically were amazing and were just very thoughtful and considerate. And they got to, and like Eric, the director who really also produced, he did deals with restaurants that they would let us shoot there. The restaurant, we shot some of the scenes, and we shot there for nothing. But the deal was we'd order our lunch there. So that kind of paid off. Um, yeah, but it's tough in that the time thing is very tough. And we shot that in winter. So the days were short. And Eric was super good, like with that. He was kind of like, right, we got to move on now. And it's also that part's always tough where you kind of think, oh, I want to go do another take here, but you really cannot afford to. You kind of just have to move on and just, but that's the tricky thing with the low budget. Mhm.
Absolutely, you did a really great job at it. So congratulations on that,
Thank you.
Chloe, and the whole team. You mentioned much of the dialogue was improvised on set. Can you share a moment when the scene took an unexpected, powerful direction?
In Devil's Cove? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it Devil's Cove or Past on Pico that was kind of improv, or were they both?
I'm thinking more introducing Jodea, but the improv wasn't me. Introducing Jodea was where we had Ryan, who plays Rich in Pastor on Pico. He played his character Harold. He was a king of improv, and there were certain scenes where we just let him take over, and he was hysterical. But yeah, I mean, there may have been improv in Devil's Cove. I just don't remember now. I think it was just, yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. I was just thinking that in Devil's Cove, did you swear or throw a cigarette? Not that you were smoking, but just for the method acting kind of thing. Did you like throw a cigarette out on the road, that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a in the opening scene, I like appear and I'm chewing gum and I say to the bartender opens the door, he's like, "Why are you here so early?" And I'm like, "Oh, we just killed Rick." And then I spat the gum, I spat the gum, I spit out the gum, and then go, "Now can you let us in?" And so yes, there's stuff like that, which yeah, which I had a lot of fun doing. Yep.
Amazing, amazing.
Mhm.
So, what can audiences expect if I'm going to switch back to past you on Pico? What can audiences expect if it gets picked up? So we have six characters, and it can all go in different directions. They're going to get married. Someone's going to.
I mean, yeah, this is what thing. I mean, the whole thing is with if the network has their own idea, then obviously, it will change. But I see it as Rich and Natasha get married, and I don't see this as a marriage that lasts. And I
Mhm.
see him going out of his way to hide, to hide all his non-religious family from her and get his family to pretend to be something they're not, which could be super hilariously funny. And then we have the Yossi character who continues to go to funerals to pick up women. And
Mhm.
Leandra character is going to probably go through a conversion, and then at some point I do see her and Natasha being rivals for the same guy. And ultimately I think Becca and Rich are going to end up together. First he has to marry and divorce Natasha, but I think ultimately she has a crush on him, and I think ultimately they will end up together. So that's kind of, yeah, we played with a lot of ideas, and yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, wonderful. All sounds exciting and fun arcs and seasons, and I just can't wait to hear more about it. Chloe, I'm super excited for you. And now we're going to do something new called a rapid fire, which I ask a few questions, just about four of them, and you tell me your answers. What they are. Okay, so we
Okay.
ready for that? Okay, here comes rapid fire. Film talk with AJ Dean, rapid fire. Okay. A comedy that always makes you laugh.
My cousin Vinny.
Cousin Vinny, lovely. A thriller you rewatch again and again.
uh, Sleeping with the Enemy.
Great answer. Uh, your dream directing partner.
Steven Spielberg.
Oh, yes, definitely. And the last question here, the next dream character you want to play.
Oh, that's a tough. I thought about that. I don't know about a specific character, but I would like to play a woman, someone who's done something great in history, made some change, kind of like an Erin Brockovich type, someone who did something, who came from nothing and made her mark on the world. That's the kind of role I would love to play.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh, okay. Well, Chloe, I have enjoyed our interview so much with you. Thank you for being on my show and your beautiful cat.
Thank
And
you.
I want to ask if there's anything else you wanted to promote, and how can people contact you? And then we're going to do your heart message. So tell
Oh,
us. Yeah, go ahead.
oh, sure. No, you can find me on Instagram, Chloe Traicos _official. And what was the other thing? Yeah, nothing real. I have a feature film that I'm finishing off and a web series that's being edited and about to go out there. But don't worry, so I will contact you once those are done.
Yes, please
Um,
do.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. That I think that was all you asked, right?
I did. I do love to include in our show your heart message. So this can be a personal or professional. It can be advice. It can be anything. What's your heart message for the world, Chloe?
I think sounds so corny and stuff, but don't ever give up. Keep pursuing your dreams no matter what. That's
I love it. I love it. I take that to heart. I think that's brilliant. And thank you so much, Chloe.
Thank you, AJ. It was wonderful. And yes, yes. So I'll email you the link I'll email you the Pico link as soon as we hang up.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll email you the link on Alice Guy Blanche, the director from 1907 at her own studio. And that will be so much fun. I'm looking forward to that. Well, Chloe, you're a delight. And again, we just absolutely love and adore you. And keep us posted. And I want you coming back with your new
Oh,
projects,
I
okay?
want to. Absolutely. Thank you so much, AJ. And you have a wonderful week. And we will keep in touch. I'll email you right now.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a
Bye-bye for
good
now,
one.
Chloe.
Bye.